Thank you, everybody, and thanks for listening. I know I started off kind of slow. I was trying to catch my voice here. So, anyway, what I have noticed, social media, and I've said this, that is very powerful. It is very, very powerful. And it is powerful at using your voice to come out and to be influential to a target audience. And so there's a lot of political issues that people are concerned about in American society. And in particular in the black community, I feel that YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and some of the other social media sites are very, very, very powerful at getting messages across because you can promote your books, you can promote seminars, you can uh, encourage people to vote for certain individuals in politics, and you can have like a list or a whole host of events that you can host and put out there, and you can promote and advertise, and you can also pander to certain communities and certain groups that you feel are going to hold you up and that are going to support your opinions and possibly make you rich, and cause you to build wealth. So I know one of the big things that people will use YouTube for is to bring about this whole issue around building wealth in the black community. Also, who are you going to vote for in terms of being a black person in America? There's also issues around involving religion or non-religion or beliefs, whether it be Christianity or Catholicism, or if it could be anywhere in the realm of whether you're a non believer, who you disbelieve, or why your beliefs are positioned the way they are, fashioned the way they are, for whatever your mindset is. But believe it or not, there is a black YouTube, there's a black Facebook, there is a black Twitter, and furthermore, there's probably other social media websites that are coined under particular ethnic groups or beliefs or people who are in social groups that flock together, have same like opinions or ideas. And a lot of times when you see this, it makes you feel encouraged to join or to hear or chime in on what your opinions, what your beliefs, and what your background is on certain political issues. So what I have noticed on these websites is that there's a lot of pandering to certain groups, target groups. It could be black women, black males, or black people in general. And I'm specifically talking about black people, but it can also be to other people of different nationalities in other groups. It could be the same tactic used in the same fashion. It's just to another target audience or group. And so people will use these sites to build their following. And so I've said this before because a lot of times it's sad because I don't really believe that racism really will end. And it's not just because of, people can say, oh, it's because there's just so much hate in the world and there's so many hateful people out there. That's why racism is not going to end. I believe that racism won't end because it's big business, and it's big business also in politics. And America was founded on racism, and it was also a business, even from way back when. And so I really don't believe that it ever will end because we even have people within the culture who promote pandering, and they will use certain opinions and views that will strike the nerve of people in the black community if they're black themselves and they kind of already know some of the talking points that appeal to black people. They feel that they can build the biggest wealth by pandering. And even if you're not a black person, if you're political, you study what types of things are going on in the black community. And if it, even if it means like when Donald Trump, he visited some black churches, that's a form of pandering, even though those not those are not the churches of his choice, or he probably will never go back to those churches. Those are not churches he normally will frequent. But those are tools to try to build the black audience up, or the target audience, so that they can vote for him in that 2016 election. And that's what happened back in November of last year. And so it's the same thing. Some people will say Hillary Clinton, she made talking points that appeal to black women or black females, like I, have hot sauce in my purse, or I carry a bag with hot sauce. There's lots of jokes and things that are out about that. You can look that up, but I've seen that somewhere. Also, there are books that are out that talk about black pandering, why racism may never end, just like what I was saying, because it is part of a business, and it is also part of the business of people whom are black themselves. If they're talking about wealth building, they don't necessarily, you don't really go by what they're saying. It's their actions that speak volumes. If the person is traveling, they're going to nice restaurants, they're showing you all the places that they go to, and they're telling you all of the feel good speeches and the stories, but you never really see them in the communities helping anybody. Like, November is coming up. They're having, some people that probably you never hear about. Maybe they're going to participate in some free events, or they're going to give away turkeys. In December, there's going to be toy drives. If you never see these individuals, using whatever money that they've gained in all of these meetings and all of these book sales to give back to their community, if you never see them actually on the front lines trying to do anything that concerns the black community, they're just always on a video, and they're always trying to get you to buy their book. And it's nothing wrong with making the videos, but it's like, are you trying to get more people to buy your book, or are you trying to build wealth in the community, or build wealth for yourself? And so those are the questions that I think some black people won't ask themselves, honestly. Now, I have seen some people who've commented, and they sort of think in the same fashion as I do, like, okay, where has this person ever been that I feel that they actually have done something in my community that I can say, well, this person, I think I trust that this person really has uh, not not just an interest only in themselves and building wealth for themselves, but they really are trying to help the black community as a whole, and they're not about, belittling people and just pilfering money and pandering to their communities, or communities maybe they've never even lived in. I have seen some videos where people have criticized some of these people who have made these videos, and they see them in these fancy trips, and you never see them actually doing anything in these communities. They may have themselves come from these communities, but they never are giving back to the community. They're really waiting for you to give money to them, and they're putting money in their pocket. The reason why they can go to these fancy, elaborate trips is because that's the money they're making for having these feel good speeches and holding these events and seminars that you pay your hard earned dollars. You're working paycheck to paycheck, and that person is not doing the same type of work you're doing. They can tell you all this stuff about, oh, are you still working on the white man's plantation? And they say all the things that they think black people want to hear. But then when you really think about it, you're like, wait a minute, have I ever seen this person in my community ever do anything to help people of color? Or are they just building up an audience and saying all these feel good speeches so they can build up good talking points to gain the interest of black people who are really not aware that building they're not building wealth for themselves, they're building wealth for one black person. That's the person who's doing the talking, so that they can have people to buy all their books, and to go to all their seminars, to pay for all of their little, shows or whatever it is that they come up with, and you're not really giving. It's just sort of like the same thing like the black churches that come into the community and they just kind of take money out of the community but they never give back. So it's the same tactic that they're using basically. And so you have also people using black people to go against black people in politics. So they'll say all these things that are negative about black people and they're black themselves, and it's almost like it's a bigoted white person inside of a black person's body speaking all these harmful and venomous negative statements that are racial and stereotypical, which feed the ears of bigoted people who say, see, he knows he's black, so it must be true. So this is the kind of stuff that we have to put up with, and it's sad. But this is what I've been seeing and hearing on social media. So, yes, it is a powerful tool, but I think people should consider that before they listen to some of these individuals. Thank you.